somebody say something about don't miss it.
Oh, I can't.
Be there.
Listen, be there because tonight it was on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of a Wild Time podcast. I would like to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Thanks for all the subscriptions, all the likes, all the shares. Man, I can't thank you all enough. We have had so much positive feedback on the Ronnie Garvin and Tommy Wildfire Rich, NWA legend, professional wrestling royalty. So many people enjoyed those. Monique Dupree, the original Gata, African-American scream queen, beautiful lady, such a sweetheart. But tonight is a little bit different. Tonight, I have my friends from the Lawerence County Fright Night crew here. I have Sheila. You all may know her as Cletus's mom. And I've got my buddy Clyde Birch at the Yatesville Jason himself. Guys, how's it going?
Going good.
Going great.
You know, I was just we had a time getting on here, but it really didn't go that hard. I had MMA legend, UFC light heavyweight challenger title. Jeremy Horn came on, and he kept me. I mean, he was so patient with me, and it was a big deal to me because I wanted him on here, and he just stayed so patient. He was eating lunch, trying to talk me through it and stuff. So wasn't as bad as that time, but. You know, Sheila, you're down there right now. You are ready. I mean, you're getting ready. I talked to Susie just a few minutes ago. She messaged me. She's getting ready. So it's all starting to take place right now. Everything's starting to come together.
It is. We're getting all of our stuff built. Susie's been building on hers for probably the last month. It's starting to look great. We will start building on ours in a couple of weeks. This is my favorite time of the year, and I can't wait for everything to come together. I get so excited like a little kid at Christmas. I mean, it's just my favorite time of the year. But yes, it's starting to look great out here. I love it.
God, I'm telling you, there's nothing better. I went over these questions and stuff, but I'm going to jump all over the place. The thing you guys did that really, really hooked me was you all, and I just seen it. Everyone who puts the promotional stuff on Facebook does a really wonderful job because, you know, you all put the Friday the 13th showing on, I think it was part 6 on a big screen, like a big inflatable thing, and invited everyone out to get your own camping spot. And I was like, man, this is something Floyd County should be doing. And I told Lindsay, my wife, and I went to my little boy first. I was like, does this sound awesome? You want to do this? He's like, yeah, I'll get one of my buddies to go. And we went down there. And I'm telling you, when I rolled up my first time at Yatesville Campground, it looked like Woodstock. I mean, there was kids running around a big fire, and you all had the inflatable big screen and tents everywhere, and I was just like you were, Sheila. I was in paradise. I thought, why hasn't anybody did this before? Whose idea did that come from?
I think Susie did, and of course that's more up Clyde's alley there. The only thing I do in that one is I help with getting people registered, getting them in, getting them settled, and making sure everybody comes back from the scavenger hunt all in one piece.
Well, Clyde, fill us in on that, because there was one when we did the scavenger hunt. There was so many really good Jason Voorhees characters, and one specifically came out of the water, and I thought that was so unique and so cool that who this volunteer was, that they dedicated themselves to actually pull, like it was Friday the 13th, part 7, come out of the lake towards the crowd. It was just, man, it was awesome. So fill us in on that, Clyde. How did that go?
It went really well. If I'm not mistaken, I think Sheila, was that one of your crew that did the water scene as Jason?
Yep, that was one of mine.
Yep, he did great. Everybody loved him. He was the hit of the whole event. It was so unexpected. No one expected anybody to come out of that water, let alone Jason.
Yeah.
I mean, and there was several different ones. And the ambulance where, I mean, I don't want to give too much away because you may do this again, but I'm telling you all right now, it was the cool. And for the price that you all charge, this is nuts, because I've been to a lot of cool, like, haunted houses here and there, and they ask a pretty hefty price to do this. And you guys do it for a good reason, and you do it reasonably priced. And there's been nights that when I've came out to your all's trail ride where it has been packed. I mean, there has been lines, and y'all are running. How many y'all usually run? I mean, y'all usually got a couple tractors up there.
Usually 4.
Yep. Yeah, 4 trailers.
4 trailers.
And you really don't stay in line long. I mean, honestly, and the beautiful thing about this is you all usually have something cool set up selling, like the shirt that Clyde's got on right now. I think it was, I Survived Yatesville Lake shirt. I think I bought that one with the Jason mask. But are you guys planning on doing that again? Maybe setting up a t-shirt deal?
Oh, I'm sure that you never know. I mean, usually they do that down there. I know they had one with Clyde a few times. They had one with Cletus. So yeah, they may do something this year. Who knows?
Well, I don't want to jump ahead too far. I wanted to get you guys now, Sheila and Clyde. You guys were talking about this, and it's been what, your 5th year right now, or 4th?
This is the 5th year. This will be the 5th year of the hayride.
Crazy.
What got you all involved in this? What's the origins of the Lawerence County Fright Night weekend? I mean, how did this all start?
5 years ago, when the new county judge executive and their administration took over, I went to Vince Doty, who's the assistant judge, and we really didn't have anything going on like county wise, some kind of a haunted event, anything like that.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, Vince, we really need to do a haunted event out here. He said, you know what? He said, that's a good idea. And he said, I know exactly who to talk to. Susie knew. Because Susie had already been doing a haunted trail at the lake before Fright Nights ever began.
Really?
Yes.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so Susie's been doing this a long time.
And you know what? I wish she would have been on here, because she is the sweetest lady. I'm telling you, she is the most humble. I mean, she's been really good to me and my family, and you all have. But Susie, it seems like, always up late on the campground, and she's always, anytime I feel like if I need something, I can walk right over and find Susie, and she'll take. She's just a real good human being, and she's all about raising money for the Ray of Hope, and just a good-hearted human being. And you all have really, man, it's taken off, and I hate to be the. Well, it's no secret that Fallsburg's kind of in the middle of some controversy right now, and Fallsburg and Yatesville isn't too far away. So I'm going to imagine Yatesville may be very, very busy this October.
Yeah, it's very possible. Which, a lot of people in the county, I've several people that I know, they do round trips. They'll go to Fallsburg, and then when they're done at Fallsburg, they'll come to the hayride, or vice versa. They'll go to us first and end up at Fallsburg. So they got a pretty cool little short trip back and forth to the events.
We usually do that. Lawerence County is one of the counties that have so much cool stuff going on in the fall. And that's something I like to do, man. I like to get a cabin, and I like to go on a Friday when the kids get off school, and my wife, she's a teacher, she gets off school. I like to, even though they're tired and wore out, I say, well, you can go down, lay in the cabin while we go out and do this, and hang by the lake or something. And I could stay busy drinking hot chocolate and doing the hayride, I like seeing the creativity. Like, I don't want to give much away about your all stuff, because it's really cool. And that top part you all decorate, man. And Sheila is such a good character. And I do want to get into talking about Cletus's mother, but I swear you all really dedicate yourself to these roles. And being a professional wrestler myself, I know what that is like, and I know the dedication. You do it for a month. You guys get in character for a month and don't drop the ball at all. You all stay, and you're so comical. It's almost like you're Elvira. You're comical. You're not spooky. I mean, it's a good character. The kids ain't going to be too frightened of and stuff. And, but the top is, I mean, it was well done there, man. Last few years I've been up there. And which brings me to my next question. How long does it take to get started and prepare for this?
Well, I have to give all that good credit to my husband. He does all the building. We have other friends that help him, John and Steve. They all get together, but it takes us about at least about 8 days to get it. And that's working as hard as you can go.
God, I imagine this taking 3 months.
No, that's just, you. I was just talking to some people here at the campground where I'm at right now. They were like, "When are you starting?" I said, "Well, we are starting the last week of September." And they're like, "Oh my!" I said,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
you go as hard as you can.
yeah. That's the thing with the lake out there where it's the county park is we actually can't set up really early due to people renting cabins. RVs, just people's out there at all times, and to put out decorations and things early, it it could be stolen, it could be damaged. So when it gets time, it's crunch time. You really have to really work at it because you can't leave that stuff up too early.
No.
You guys had also made almost like a mini little trail for people to go through while they're waiting in line. Was that last year or the year before last?
Last year and the year before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was an excellent idea, man. That was cool. And I watched the kids go through that over and over and over waiting. And that's just something to keep their minds occupied while you're waiting. That was a really good idea. And that's just something that stuck out to me. When I pulled in, it seemed like there was a Crystal Lake, and this was the first time I came. I think it was for the showing of Friday the 13th and the scavenger hunt, which was and I keep going back to it because that was my first time, which was so well done. And it rained a little bit. It gave off an even spookier vibe. I mean, so it's a night that I'm not going to forget. And everybody that will listen, I will tell them, Yatesville and the Lawerence County Fright Night crew do it right down there, man.
We try. We really do.
I mean, and you all got the hot chocolate going. You've got the snack shack set up. So you've got the picnic tables. Nobody's going to get bored and be miserable. I mean, it's a good time.
Yeah, it is. And of course you have the little fire pits as well to keep warm. But yeah, the haunted hayride is just absolutely. I can't say you can't say enough about it. I mean, it takes a small army to put it all together
in 8 days.
Yeah.
And literally, it's a army. We are running around like crazy people, and we're cranky, and we're just don't talk. Gotta get this done. Yeah, I mean, and I'm cranky with my husband. It's going to come together, and I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah. I do this every year, but we've been camping up here probably for about 12 years.
Oh, really?
And when we camped up on top, and Deborah Laverne, who also is in our little cast, we would get campsites up on top, and I would be on number 12 and she'd be on number 7. Yeah. So before we did the haunted hayride, we decorated. I mean, we had bodies hanging. The staff here would be like, "Oh my gosh, you scared me to death with all your decorations." So we did that even before we even became part of the haunted hayride. Mm-hmm. And when they asked, I was like, yes, I would love to be,
Well, I'll tell you all have it, like you said, it takes a small army to do that. And it's a long hayride. This ain't just something you go up, turn around. I mean, you guys go a really good, portion around there. And you all go down by the lake. It's just a real good, eerie time.
It is. And the way I look at it, and I have a lot of people in my bunch. I have close to almost 18 to 20 in my crew. And I tell them they get the first trailer to the very last trailer. Nobody slacks. Everybody, you get the same show.
And I'm going to tell you another thing that sticks out to me that I've been there when it's been like it's probably been after 1 o'clock in the morning. And, there might be 3 people that didn't get a chance to go on. And you guys, as tired, as drained, as emotional. I mean, that takes a lot out of a person to stay in character like that. Yeah. And you all say, all right, we'll go back up there, bring them up, and then you'll holler on the walkie-talkies. We're ready. And it's just, that's what I'm saying about good people doing good things, man, for the right reasons. And you guys deserve a pat on your back and a lot of recognition for this. And I've seen a lot of people like to do the haunted house, like rankings and stuff around here. They put you all over big, like I think Tri-State Spooky or something like that. They put you guys over too on there. And I was so happy to see that.
Yeah, that was an honor. It was when I saw that was an honor. It really was.
Well,
Yeah, it was.
that's the game plan. We want to keep getting you because if anybody knows me, they know that if I believe in something or I like something, I'll go to war for it. And it's like my friend Bo Matheny, Bro's Tractor Works. He's got a CBD hemp cream that is helping so many people right now with arthritis or aches and pains. And I'm a spokesperson for him because I had really bad elbows and he just let me try it, man. And all of a sudden, I mean, if I couldn't do that day without it. And just like Fright Nights here, Louisa Fright Night weekends, man. I love it. We go every year. And I'll shut up and ask you, Sheila.
Okay.
How did you come up with Cletus's mother? I mean, how did you come up with this character? I know you got to have some inspiration for it.
Well, really, I don't know, because when I first started the hayride, it was just me and Debbie, and we, our theme was like, the chopping up the meat and all that, and then as the year went on, the next year, then I had more people, and the person that done Cletus, they were like, "What about this mask?" I was like, "Sure," and Cletus doesn't talk. Now Cletus does sniff, so you got to watch out because if Cletus sniffs you, Cletus, and you got to watch out for your Crocs, of course, because Cletus steals shoes. But I'll tell you something really funny. That as last year, we were doing our thing, and the trailer come up, and first thing Cletus starts looking for them shoes. Nobody on that trailer had any shoes on. Everybody had took their shoes off and hid them.
So they knew what was coming.
And it was hilarious because Cletus didn't know what to do. Cletus come over and hit me on the arm, and I was like, "What?" And Cletus kept pointing. I looked and I went, "Where did everybody's shoes go? Now come on." And so, but that was anyway. But yes, so it just kind of each year it grows differently, I guess, because a lot of my volunteers are firefighters.
Oh, really?
I've got Louisa Fire Department. I've got the Fort Gay Volunteer Fire Department. I have the fire chief, who is also a deputy sheriff. That would be my husband. We got people that works in florist. We've got librarians. Got two of them. We've got, oh my God. We've got another deputy sheriff who's actually in the academy right now that is in our group. We've got somebody who works in a hospital. I mean, my group is like, there's all kinds of, they're from everywhere.
From all walks of life, buddy.
Walks of life. But Cletus is something. But Cletus is mama's baby. That's the apple of my eye right there.
That's what I was going to say. You're a real proud mother. You can tell every time we come, man. You just way you pet on him, and you can tell that you glow with pride.
That's mama's baby right there. Yes, that's mommy's baby.
Now, Clyde, how long have you been into Friday the 13th? Because you've been Yatesville Lake Jason for a while now, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've grown up watching Friday the 13th. I've been a huge fan since as far back as I can remember. And I have, I've played Jason on and off through the years. I started very young doing haunted events and haunted attractions. The Fallsburg Fire Department, they used to put on a haunted trail years ago. I was probably 12 or 13. And that was my first time starting. I was not Jason, but it was laying the foundation for something I love to do. And I love to do haunted attractions. And since then, I have worked several haunted trails. I worked in the Fallsburg Haunted House before it ever became Fearplex. I worked there a few times. And then there was kind of a lull. I didn't do anything there for several years. I would do some Jason stuff here and there during Halloween, but never really brought the costume together until Fright Nights began. And then I thought, this is the perfect opportunity. So I talked to Vince and Phil. I said, I want to do Fright Nights. I said, as long as I can be Jason. That's all I ask.
You do a wonderful job. I love the chain that you have around your neck, man. A lot of people, if you're Friday the 13th fan, you automatically know that came from part 6 when they put the chain around his neck, throw the rock over, and then in part 7 when the little girl has the telekinetic powers, it breaks and comes out. I always thought I knew what that was from, and I thought that was so cool, man.
Yeah, the costume that I wear is when I designed it, it is a mixture of pretty well most of the movies. You're looking at part 3 and 4 with a green shirt,
Yeah.
tan kind of pants. Part 6, the mask I wear is a part 6 inspired mask. The chain is from part 6 and 7.
Yeah.
The gloves is from part 6. So it's a mixture of all. But now this year is going to be a little different.
Oh, really? So we can expect a new look for Jason?
This year, hopefully the plan is each weekend you're going to see a different version of Jason.
Now that is awesome, dude. I respect that. That's big. And I'm the same one. Like I said, I just spent a little bit of money that was hard to fork over for a new Leatherface mask from part 2.
Yeah.
But you know, when I get it, I don't even think about it because I use it so much.
That's me. Yeah, when I get these things, I make my own hockey masks now. I customize them and make them. So what you see is what I've designed. Other than the latex mask, that is the hard part to get. Most of the time, you have to find custom masks. Mine is not a custom, but it is a very good mask that I wear. But yeah, the hockey masks are custom. And actually this year during the hayride, I'm going to have some custom hockey masks for sale out there.
Wow, dude, that is awesome. And I may have to just grab me one of those and wear it out to one of my next events when I do Jason. I did Jason pretty recently. I've got a few. If I can put let's see if I can. I've got a little thing here. I've got a little. Let's see here. I don't know if you can see them or not. No. That light is awful, but you can see a few of them. I got a few of them hanging right there. That white
yeah.
kind of in the way. One of them's glowing.
That's awesome. I see them.
And then I've got a bunch of Texas Chainsaw Massacre mask and stuff up there, autographs from the guys that's played Leatherface, and
love it. I love it.
That's my go-to. Well, yeah, the light started working, but yeah, that's my go-to is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And would you say this, like both of you guys, this is your favorite time of the year, getting ready for this, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, hands down.
Well, I'm going to say this. Well, actually, I'm going to ask this. What does the future hold for Lawerence County Fright Nights?
As long
is this something that you guys are just going to continue with for as long? And
as I'm able, I mean, we'll be here.
Yeah. As long as they let us do it, we're going to be out there every year.
Well, who does a man need to talk to and just let them know that this is such a good thing that they're doing and they need to continue and maybe give y'all a little bit more scratch to put towards your props and your stuff? Who is the person we need to talk to? Because they've gravitated a lot of people towards Floyd County to come to Louisa and visit you all, man.
Right.
It's the county officials, basically.
Well,
people over the park.
Lawerence County officials, this is Adam Newsom, and I would like to thank you personally for giving these guys the green light, because great family fun. There ain't nothing. I mean, it's enough of a trip from Floyd County to Louisa, or you can stop and get you a hot cocoa at the McDonald's before you head over and just have a good time. And you all are doing it right. Like I said, Susie, big part of you guys, would have loved to have her on here. She's a sweetheart of a lady, and anytime I need her, or I've been actually trying to help her. We've been talking back and forth about getting you guys a guest. Y'all had from Friday the 13th, part 5, Melanie Kinnaman down there last year, and man, that's big to a horror fan. I mean, she don't even do a lot of conventions. I mean, she started, but to have her show up and sign autographs and stuff, man, another great idea by you guys.
Yeah, she was so nice.
She was. Yeah, that was so cool. Probably one of the most coolest things I ever did was I was able to perform as Jason with an actual Friday the 13th actor that rode through the hayride, and we had an interaction in front of the crowd, and it was so cool.
Man, that is. You know, when I go down, I go to Scarefest every year, and I've met R.A. Mihailoff. Like, I do the photo ops with him, and I've had him on a Wild Time podcast. I've had Dan Yeager. I've had a couple of the guys that's played Leatherface, but R.A. done the part 3 get up. I mean, and I wore my part 3 get up. So we've got a professional picture with me, my little boy, my wife, and they're all smiling real big, cheesing, and I'm standing there without my mask on, trying to look menacing, and R.A. standing there, and it's hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I tell you what, no, we're always looking for volunteers. And
Always.
you'd be in a good one for that.
We definitely need a good Leatherface. We definitely need one.
Never say never, because there may be a weekend that I'd like to show up and join the family for a little bit, as Leatherface always has a family. So I may migrate to Louisa.
Oh, that'd be great. We'd love to have you. And, and the part about the haunted hayride, that money is for charity.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't beat that. Ray of Hope, they started in 2010 with Susie New and Tam. They do so much for our surrounding communities. The Christmas presents, oh my goodness, that is huge in Lawrence County.
Yeah.
Pike County, Moorhead, Boyd County. She does it along with the Kentucky State Police. The Easter giveaway, I made so many Easter baskets, so I did not want to see another piece of chocolate. And there was a lot of Easter baskets that we made, and these went out to children, and money that she has in Lawrence County stays in Lawrence County. The money that she raises in Pike County stays in Pike County. She always keeps it separated. She feeds the homeless in town. Here a while back, she took a truckload of shoes to Ashland to give away to the homeless.
God.
She feeds the senior citizens in Lawrence County. Anybody that has a need, if she can help them, she will help them. Susie I could never say enough about Susie. I love her to death.
She is the the first time I met her, you can tell I'm a pretty decent judge of character, I feel like. And the first time I met her, like, I'll just tell you, man, the night we came down and put the tent up, it rained and our tent got soaked inside.
Oh, I remember you, yes.
Yeah, and it was like 2 a.m. and we were soaked, and we were muddy, and we were just like, we're just gonna have to head back to the house.
Left. Yes.
And Susie's like, well, we got a cabin left if you all like to go out there and stay. And I looked at the little boys and they were like, yeah. And that just made their day. And I got to take a shower because we were nasty trying to get that.
Right.
It was just, without boom, she's like, well, if I can get y'all, if there's an extra cabin, would you all rather? And I was like, yeah, if they want to stay. And buddy, it was just the coolest night. Those little boys stayed up on that little bunk and watched the movie. It was just, I couldn't imagine being 11, 12-year-old. Well, I could imagine because it would have been a blast, but that's just like you said, what kind of human being she is. And good things happen to good people. I'm a firm believer in.
And the food drives. She does the food drives in Louisa. She's even helped me several times do a food drive in Fort Gay, giving away, pulling with pallets, and we just unload. To anybody, don't care. Just come to the library and we'll give you food. So, and then the pregnant mothers, she helps them with baby showers. There's just, we could sit here and go on literally for days and days and days.
Yeah, she's amazing. She is. She's amazing. She doesn't stop either.
Well, what do we need to do to get her in politics and get her in Washington or something?
She would be a good one for sure.
She would. People would just take advantage of her, though, man, in politics. Bless her heart.
Now she can stand her ground. Now
she's tough.
She can.
Yeah, she fights. She's a little fighter too.
Yeah, and honestly too, speaking of the hayride, there would be no hayride without Susie New.
No,
Susie,
there would be no Susie.
I'm telling you, and she should. Like I said, I would like for her to have been on here, but you guys have put her over good. I've got to know Susie, sweetheart, and that's why I think the world of you guys. Y'all are doing something good for a good reason, and I know I just said it again. I think good things happen to good people, and that's why I want you all to get overloaded with work in October. I want you all to stay. And I hate to say that, but you all are almost like Iron Men. Y'all are up at all hours on them weekends. Y'all are going nonstop. And the stamina you all have, man.
I can remember, and I'm sure Clyde can too. We used to go to almost 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning.
We did. Yep. And those was cold nights too.
Oh, they was very cold.
We was running out of firewood.
Oh, it was cold.
Well, I for one, I'm very excited because I've already got my date planned. I'm going to come down on October, which will be Friday the 13th. I think that will be that would be the perfect night, probably, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We have a special night that night, so be prepared.
Well, that's what I figured. I've already got the game plan. I told Lindsay, I said, already Friday the 13th, October, you get off school, you can do what you got to, but that's what we're going to. Max has already got his buddies going. So that's the game plan. But before I get off here, I'm going to ask you guys a couple horror-related questions.
Oh my goodness!
So that everybody that watches this gets a little bit of information on you all personally. So I'll go with you first, Sheila. What is your top 3 favorite scary movies?
Oh,
don't have to be in an order.
Listen, Jeepers Creepers, children.
Jeepers Creepers was a good one.
Whew, that's good. And I love probably the next would be Jason and the Halloween movies.
Awesome. Halloween is a staple. So is Friday the 13th also. And Jeepers Creepers. I'm glad you said that, Sheila, because Jeepers Creepers don't get the love that most of your other horror icons get. You know, it's good to see the creeper get a little love from Cletus's mom.
He is creepy.
He is, but a big dude too.
Oh.
Now, Clyde, what about you? Top 3 favorite horror movies?
Definitely Friday the 13th top. Probably anywhere between part 3 all the way up to 7.
That's
8.
my favorite.
Part 6 is one of my absolute favorites. That's where we see undead Jason return. Next one would be the original Halloween. To me, there's not any other movie that you can really watch during Halloween that just tops that. That movie's so great. And my third would be the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That movie still stands today as a really good movie.
I'm going to tell you something. The Halloween, I always thought the first Halloween and second Halloween went together so well, where she was in the hospital.
Yes. Yep.
And I can remember having I think I was in 5th grade and I had like a 104 fever. I was really sick.
Oh.
My mom stayed in bed with me all day long and we watched. And I remember Halloween 2 came on at like 1 and it was a struggle for me to stay up sick. And she made sure that we watched it we went through, it was back when USA used to play all the great scary movies. It was a big deal, you know. USA would play Halloween, Child's Play, and all those movies, and we watch them. But that I stayed up in part 2, man. I'll never forget because I got put in the hospital on Halloween right after that. It was like the next day or something. I had pneumonia, and but at all that time with my mom, you know, watching those scary movies and stuff when I was sick, that'll be a memory I'll never forget. And but listen, I could rattle on all day. I could talk to you. You know, Sheila's got stuff to do. Clyde, you've got to get ready because you've got a different Jason every weekend. So
I do. Yeah, me and Sheila, we're going to be busy this Saturday. We're going to be at the Route 23 grand opening. So flea market. We're going to be up there doing a promotion, taking names for free tickets. And then Sunday, I'm going to be going to the lake to start my work out there, getting ready. So got a lot of cool stuff planned. We're going to be busy.
Cletus is going to be with us too on Saturday.
Is he really?
Yes.
Cletus, yes.
Well, everybody needs to keep an eye on their shoes. You say he likes Crocs, don't you?
Oh my goodness!
Everybody better watch what shoes he wears because Cletus will be on the loose before the hayride even begins. So get a sneak peek at him. And I just want to tell everyone, if you're watching this, get down here to Louisa Fright Nights, man. It has been these guys have become like some of my buddies. You know, I message them all the time, talk to them, and I'd say they get aggravated with me because I'll be messaging them. Is that Walking Dead thing still going on? Who y'all get next? What y'all doing next? I mean, I just aggravate you guys, but you all do it for a great reason. And like I said, everyone, tickets are cheap to this. This is really reasonably, it's beyond reasonably priced. I mean, and for your family, you know, there's nothing better than getting on a sitting on the hay or in the old seats and just taking a good little ride back and seeing if you can scare your kid or your wife or something.
Yeah. In honesty too, just even if there wasn't even scares or any kind of, you know, scenes, just to ride around the lake on a wagon after dark is just so nice, and it's spooky itself.
Clyde, you see, that's exactly what I was going to say. You don't even need a scene when you're at nighttime around a lake. I mean,
yeah, that's the truth. It is.
Yeah, because it is. I mean, it has its own eerie feel, regardless.
The fog coming off the lake. I mean, if you say that ain't spooky, then you're lying, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm out here just about every night. I'm the camp host, and trust me, I've been doing my rounds in that lake, and I've been thinking, okay, I need to get back up on top.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
guys. My game plan is to get down there. I want to take some video, talk to you guys. I want to make my game plan, and what I want to do is I want to try to make a little bitty, I don't know, some sort of YouTube video of what y'all do and interviews of the characters and just showing how cool it is. So I may get down there on the 13th, talk to you guys, get some pictures, and put us and let everybody see what we're talking about here tonight.
Cool deal.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah.
Sheila,
We volunteer.
it's all volunteers, right?
Yes, and we can use, if somebody would like, that's watching this would like to get volunteer.
Yes. If you've always wanted to be a haunt actor,
Yeah.
the Hayride is the perfect place. You can come out. You have the freedom to you can create your own character. We can place you somewhere. It's a great way for younger ones to start out. It's perfect.
Yes, it is, and we always can use the help. Always.
Well, that's what I'm going to stress when I put the link up after I edit it and everything, because like you said, it's a good way for somebody young that wants to do this. I mean, come on down, and Louisa will take care of you.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, thank you all so much for taking your time out on this Thursday night. We're in spooky season, and I had Beatrice Bupley from Nightmare on Elm Street 5 on. She kicked off my Susie season, spooky season. Kicked off my spooky season episode. So Freddy Krueger's mother, followed by the Louisa Fright Night cruise. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, that's some good company right there.
That's yes, definitely.
Thank you, guys. Tonight's episode brought to you by Bo's Tractor Works, the CBD salve. I'm telling you guys, I may bring you all some down in October because you all are needed it's going to be, you all are falling and you all are in action. So put that on your aches and pains and your bruises. And Weird Ass Hot Dogs, thank you guys for sponsoring us also, Richard Burchett. And I'm going to let Sheila and Clyde get off here. I'd say they've heard me talk enough tonight. So thank you guys for being on the Wild Time Podcast. And I'll see you on the 13th of October, guys.
Thank
you.
See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.